We've said this before. Every angel that has come and had things to say, the first thing it said was, fear not, fear not. And if they wish to, they could understand it. There's always the free choice to believe it or not believe it. And in this room, I spoke of the virus, which continues to move around the planet. But there are those now, as it grows and grows, who are saying things like, Kryon, why is this happening to a planet that is supposed to go into an area of higher consciousness? How could this be? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You are currently in the step back. What did you think it would look like? Did you think it would simply be a walk in the park, as they say, where an entire planet changes consciousness? And the answer is that you did not bring this as a punishment. And there are so many who go right to that place, and they will think that because of the doctrines they have studied and all of the scriptures they have read, that God is a punishing God, and therefore you must have done something horrible. What if this was a cleansing? What if this was a wild card? What if, when the dust clears, this planet will be different? What if? It changes the geopolitical structure. It changes what people think, because they'll know a grander truth when it's over that they did not know before it began. And this was the hint I gave you before, the things to look at, and I'll say it again. Diseases are not political. They do what they do. Watch, examine, review, see where it came from and where it went to first, and it tells a story. It tells a bigger story that you're not going to like later. And there are those who actually tried to stop it, and you'll see that later. And it's here anyway. The pandemic is not of a disease, it's a fear. And the fear spreads that it would touch you in certain ways, even though the vast majority will recover completely and totally in a small amount of time. It still will take you and make you afraid. And so the question is this, not why it's here, not what to do about getting rid of it, because it will pass. It will pass. The question really is this: what are you supposed to do, Lightworker, right now? What is the task of the Lightworker? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. What are you supposed to do, Lightworker? I'll tell you right now. Listen. This is why you're here. Number 1, stay safe. Stay safe. Because you are not going to be able to achieve much in sickness. Stay safe. It's not that hard. Stay safe. And as this plays out, be aware of those around you who are wringing their hands and shortening their lifespan because of the fear they're in, not knowing what to do next and turning from place to place and pacing up and down and wondering what's happening to them and their family and this planet or this country. That's where you step in and you soothe them and give them compassion and tell them stories if you need to. Comfort them, be with them, sit with them, so they can see you're not afraid, but you're safe. That you're using common sense in all things and staying safe. And knowing that this is a passing thing and not forever. And that whatever happens today, they'll come out of it tomorrow. This is what Lightworkers do. This is the lighthouse on the rock. That where there's light, there's safety. You're a lighthouse. So that you can change it, so you can temper it, so you can save lives by comforting them. Because there is so much fear here. I'll tell you what this planet is learning right now. They're learning a lot about the media and its part. They're learning how a media can make it worse. They're learning how a media can take lives by frightening people to death. That's what they're learning. You'll come from this a better place. It's starting to reveal a more compassionate planet. Listen, there are those who are worried that there will be amazing things, especially in certain countries where they'll gather their guns and they'll put together a place and hold their position because they expect that the public is going to attack for food. What if I told you the opposite? What if this is becoming a kinder, compassionate planet right now, where neighbors are helping neighbors and people are greeting each other at a 1 meter distance? Different from any time in the planet's history, looking at one another and saying, we're going to make it through this. We love you. We're going to be okay. We love you. If you need help, let us know. We'll do our best under the circumstances. And there's very few that say, well, where's my gun? Not today. Not today. This is a message that says, Lightworkers, you trained for it. It's here. Get through this and you move forward with a different planet, with a different consciousness. People are going into self-introspection right now and saying, could it be there's something bigger that I missed? Could it be that consciousness is starting to change? And maybe this was all part of that. Be circumspect. Don't hide out any more than you have to. When you're allowed out, you help people. If you meet them in the store, you help them. If they look like they are in trouble, you can speak to them. You don't have to touch them yet. You can speak to them. Are you okay? Talk to me. What are you worried about? Think about these things, dear ones, because you carry a light of comfort. That is your lineage. It's why you're here. It's why you're interested enough to listen to this message or be in this room. Dear ones, you're going to get through this. This is just the peak of it, starting now. You're going to get through this. Stay safe. But dear ones, this is starting to be a more compassionate planet, and it starts today. Know these things. Go from this place differently than you came, with perspectives that might be very different than you ever expected. There's going to be no more normal on this planet. And so it is.